All right, hello everyone. Sorry about the rough start, but we are trying out some new technology here. Got my new phone, so hopefully everything won't look like complete garbage fire. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better too, but we'll see. But yeah, welcome to MTG Spec. I'm your host Tom, and today we are joined by Neko as we embark on MNO of our Lost Commander series. So the idea of this series is we're looking at different creature types in Magic that do not have a legendary version to be the commander of a theme deck. So they just have no commanders. We are going to start with, let's see, where are we at? The Manticores are our first commanderless group. And by the way, MNO, in case you thought, things would finally slow down and we'd just get, a little batch of letters that were pretty well populated with legendaries. Wrong. MNO has 20 lost commanders. And here we have a 5-color fancy mythic rare, Chromanticore, but sadly nothing by way of an actual commander. So let's see who is next. Next after the Manticore, not to be confused with the Manticore, is the Masticore, which are artifact things that eat things. They masticate? I don't know. They're pretty goofy. But again, mythic rares, it's kind of a recurring creature type, but just no love. Next we have Mercenaries. These guys have been around a while. Maybe if they go back to whatever plane had all the mercenaries and rebels, they'll finally get some love. But for now, there's a ton of them too. That guy even looks like he should be legendary, but he's not. All right, who is next? Next we have the Metathran. These guys only occur on one plane, from what I was reading, so they're probably not high on the list of likely guys. After these guys, we have Mole. 2 moles. Yeah, pretty bad chances there. After the moles, we have the Mongers. This was a cycle in one set that they're probably never ever going to bring back. I'm going to open the door so my cat won't shut the fuck up. Come on in, baby. All right. And so after the Mongers, we have the Mongoose. Pretty cute, but yeah, probably not gonna get a commander anytime soon. After these little guys, we have the monkeys, which honestly, this is pretty crazy. Oh, I guess there's an ape. They finally did a legendary ape. Maybe monkeys will follow. But for now, God, they have monkey and monkey. I hope if they do a commander, his name is just Monkey. After these guys, we have the mouse. Nope, not a prickly marmoset. Boy, he's just eager for screen time. The mouse, please. Okay, mouse only exists on one card, the Enchanted Carriage, and they were going to do it as a rat, but it didn't theme correctly, so they just did a mouse. But I mean, are they owned by Hasbro? Are they owned by Disney? They got to have a Mickey Mouse legendary eventually, right? After the mouse is the mirror. This one kind of surprised me just because there's so many of them, but again, it's one of those things like drones, where they're just kind of a servant class. They don't really have much personality. Although Mir Superion, he's pretty badass. I always like the Mir. All right, next up we have a group that's been largely abandoned, the Mystics. Yeah, they really haven't done many of these. Look at that, 2 Mystics from Portal 3 Kingdoms. That was a crazy set. Next up, we have AT&T account overview. I don't think that's supposed to be in that list. Okay, Nautilus. Again, this is one of those creature types where the only reason they call them this creature type is because it's also in the name. There's a couple like that. So next after the Nautilus is the Nephilim. This may be, I mean, I know I've dunked on like Germs, Cowards, and Flag Bearers as being like really irrelevant creature types. This one may actually be the least likely to ever get a legendary, because they really resist this creature type. The fact that they only, like, for a long time, this was the only cycle of 4-color creatures they had, and they really wish they could have just made them legendary out of the gate, so that all these players who wanted to play these 4-color legendary colors could do it. It took them years to develop the 4-color legends that include like Atraxa and Brea. So all the developers think the Nephilim are a joke and they hate them. So they probably will never ever get their own commander. Or if they do, it's going to be like ironic. Next up is Night Stalker. Kind of a weird little creature type. I liked the Urborg Panther and the Breast Stealer and the other the Feral Shadow that you could all sacrifice for Spirit of the Night back in Mirage days. Those are pretty fun. Next up, the Noggle. Noggles are little donkey mutant guys that only exist on Lorwyn / Shadowmoor, but they may be back. I think they'll go back to Lorwyn eventually, and they're kind of cool. They could probably do something with them. All right, after the Noggle, we have one of the more weird and obscure creature. This one's like Zombie Army. It's a creature type, or rather army. It's a creature type that only exists from being created by one card, this Phantasmal Sphere, called the Orb. This creates little XX orbs. Probably never gonna go beyond that. Although it's weird, in one of my favorite book series, the Vlad Taltos books by Stephen Brust, there actually is a legendary orb in that's this super powerful magical artifact that circles the Empress's head and can do all kinds of crazy shit. So let's see, what is next? After the Orb is the Org. They need to get organized and get a leader, because right now they just have 4 that don't do anything. This may be, by the way, Org, the creature type Org, who's named Org. That may be the only creature whose name shares a creature type. I'm not sure about that, but it's the only one I've noticed so far. All right, next up, Oof. We got the Oofs. I didn't realize that the Finhorn Brownie had been retconned to be an Oof, or the Pick Knight either. Or Niall Sylvain. All these old weirdos that were just like little cheeky forest beasts. They all got retconned into Oof. How great is this Trick-or-Treater guy, though? Love him. The Gilderbairn. All right. So Oofs are done. All right. Next up, we have the Ox. The Oxen are kind of weird. Simply because this is another case where they get a little bit of love, probably more than they deserve. The Ox of Argonus. Look at this. Mythic rare. You know, he's of one place, and yet he couldn't be legendary. You know, they came so close. And how sleepy is this guy? He is just tuckered out. I love all the Zodiac creatures, by the way. The Chinese Zodiac creatures from Portal 3 Kingdoms are some of my favorite Magic cards. It's just they weren't very good. It was just kind of cool that they did them the way they did. All right, next up, actually, finally, is the Giant Oyster. Here's another one-off creature type that may not ever be legendary, but at least it has the pride to say that it was, I think it was uncommon initially. It's uncommon and time-shifted. Got the little purple time shift hourglass. Pretty sweet deal, if you ask me. Well, hopefully, me and the Neko girl will hear a little feedback about today's video. We're using a proper phone camera as opposed to here. I can finally show you the amazing piece of technology. This is what I've been using for all my videos. Yes, videos. These things are. Yeah, this thing is ancient, and not only do I have to use this, then I have to take out the chip, and every time I upload a video, I have to take out the stupid chip and put it in this, and then put the USB thing in, and half the time this little clicky thing comes off and it becomes memory protected. It's a pain in the neck. So I really hope our new camera technology works out well, and we will talk to you soon. Oh, and next up is going to be another video testing out our new tech. Well, for one thing, I'm going to find out if I can go past 10 minutes on this thing without it crashing. But yeah, the next video is going to be pretty fun, actually. Something we haven't really done on this channel yet. So I will talk to you all later. Das Vidanya, y'all.